Where did the time go? 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 Where did the time? Where did the time? Where did the time go? 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 I'm not even sure, but we're here, here, here. Hello, y'all. It is the next day because we were tired. Y'all, it literally took us all day to do these boards, and I feel like we still didn't completely finish. I never knew that doing vision boards took so much time. So now I'm like, when they do these vision board parties, how do they fit all of that into this short amount of time, or do they just start it and then finish it at home? Because I don't know if we were just grazing too much or talking too much or what, but it literally took us all night till we just finally just stopped because we were tired. It was mostly done and then finished this morning. But also I do have to factor in filming. Filming, there's a lot of stopping and going and getting this angle and getting that angle. It literally takes up a lot of time that people don't realize on the other side of the camera to actually film your life, because you've got to stop a million times. Unless you're just a point and click person, which often bores people, it takes a lot of time. And you don't get to even really truly fully submerge in the thing to get it done. So that probably didn't help. But anyways, for all intents and purposes, with what we had, we did the best with. I know now for next year to get double the books so that she can have a book, I can have a book, because we were doing this like, oh, I wanted that one. Oh, I was going to use that one type of thing. Like, oh, I want to use that one too. And so now I know anything I get to get times 2, and also to get a different variation of a book. So we had 2 books. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on real quick. Okay, so we had this book, which is specifically for Black women. And then we had this book, which is just your regular generic board book. Now, in all fairness, I'm just gonna say, we got about like 2 to 3 Black folks in here. And they're not like their own picture. They're in the picture with somebody else. So I already knew that was gonna happen. So I went ahead and got this book here so that if I used, wanted something very specific, I would have it. Because it often is very hard to find us in other books and magazines and things like that. So I got these. There is a difference in the quality between the two. So this one, I'll show you. There was a page. Katie, hand me that other page, because it's a page y'all can have because I don't need it. So if you can see, like, here's a page. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. And I don't know, I'm gonna get kind of closer so you can see. It's more of a muty situation. It's a very matte. The page is like very matte, right? So if you take this one and you compare it to, okay, here's the marriage page in here. So if you can see this marriage page in here, compared to the marriage page out of the Black scrapbook, the quality is very different. This one is very high quality. The color grading is very pretty. It's a very polished look, and this is a very matted, muted look. So there is a vast difference between the 2 quality of the books. I will say that. And so quite naturally, if you buy this book and you're not Black, you're not gonna find anybody else in here other than variations of Black skin, but that's the point of the book. If you buy this one, again, I think I may have noticed 2 or 3 pictures with some Black people in it, kind of like this one right here, where she's in it, but also she's not in it by herself, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but just saying that's all there is. So if you wanted a specific picture to kind of mimic you, then that's not gonna be in this book. But I like this book because it did provide other things that the other book does not have. So yes, like a lot of words, things like that. But if I had to do it over, I would get a book that literally just had words, quotes, backgrounds, kind of scrapbooky feel, if you will, to add with these, as well as I like to be outside in nature, and neither one of these had naturey stuff in it really. And so I would have bought like maybe a Better Homes and Garden book or something like that to kind of showcase that I love flowers and I love walking and I love nature trails and things like that. So I know next time some key things to do, to look for, and to make sure that we have enough books and variation, because we just kept going back and back to the books trying to figure out things, and also wanting to use the same kind of things. So, which is going to be common if you have 2 personalities that are a lot alike, and a mother and a daughter, you're raising your daughter, generally you kind of have some similarities. So definitely going to be doing this a little different. Do I recommend the books? Sure. I think the one thing that definitely bothered me about them is that there's no perforated tear out edges, and so we messed up quite a few pictures trying to get them out to use them because it's so tight to the binding. You can't even get the scissors in there. We even used like little tiny scissors and it was still messing it up. So that was a little frustrating because it will put some of the good pictures right along the spine of the book. we'll definitely be leaving that in the review. And then I do wish that the book for Black women had just a more crisp quality to some of the photos. I wouldn't have minded some of them being the muty feel, but I do wish that some of them were like a little bit more crisp and that they had a few more categories. So overall, they are great books to have. I mean, they're not going to have everything in them or they'd be 1,000 pages long, but for like almost $20 a pop, I feel like it definitely could have a little bit more. You can see the two, you know, the difference between the two and what you get. Not super different, but just a little bit. Anyways, I digress, y'all. It was still fun. It was fun to graze. It was fun to look through them for the first time and see like, oh my God, what we're gonna use. This kind of felt overwhelming a little bit because you're like, oh, this is good and this is good. And I'm gonna look through them both before I cut. And so, yeah, but I learned a lot. Anyways, going over my board, this is how it ended. Now, I feel like I will go back and add some things because again, there's no nature-y stuff on here and I like to be outside. Like that is my stress reliever. I don't do drugs. I don't drink a whole lot. I occasionally drink. I don't even stress drink. And so my outlet is walking, being outside in nature. Walking makes me feel free, relaxed, and all of that. And that's none of that's on here. So to go over it real quick so I don't hold you too long, we did use this foam board. It was a 20 by 30 that I cut in half. Do not recommend. Unless you're gonna use the whole board, maybe just go buy 2 pieces that's the size you want, because that was a mess. You can see how the edging of it looks. So I just, yeah, this is what we had in there. So I was like, oh, we're gonna use this. I don't have to go nowhere. I'm thinking that it's not an X-Acto knife. The box cutter is gonna cut it. Girl, no. And definitely not no scissors. So this is nice and thick, and so it's a thick quality, but it was just too hard to cut. So if you're gonna do it, it's a perfect board to use, but go ahead and get one the size you already want it to be so you don't have this janky look. Cause I'm a perfectionist and baby, that drives me insane, but there's nothing I can do about it unless I put it in a frame. So, but to go over it, I have the monetized content creation. I already have a page. If you came over here from Journey with Tiffany, I have a YouTube page called Journey with Tiffany. I also have an Instagram called Journey with Tiffany. I did have a TikTok, but I converted it over to my newest one. The next journey, this one that you're watching this on, is my vlog page that I created to kind of separate my personal life from me just giving information. So I want to monetize this page. That is my goal for this year. By the next time we do a vision board, to be monetized for what I do and what I'm giving out and sharing my life. And so that's what this is about. It says 10K followers, girl. You know, we don't know. We can dream big. We can dream we can dream big, girl. But I just in the least want to get monetized. I'm going to aim for more, of course. I hope to connect with more people and for people to see me and see my life and be like, man, I like her. She feels warm. She feels friendly. She feels like homegirl. Like I want to be your internet, not big sis, because some people may be older than me. I want to be your internet best friend. Okay. And so I hope to really connect with people that have already been following me on my other channel, been following me on my Instagrams, as well as find new community and new people and just be able to like help women and build my community. So that's what this section here is about, this little small section. This is an extension of this, and this is kind of my self-care area. To have more self-care days, I'm a mom, I'm busy, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm kind of dibbling and dabbling in all kinds of social media stuff, and I do not slow down to take care of myself. I feel like I'm going 24/9. It's something I've noticed, something I'm acknowledging more and more each day. I feel tired and exhausted, more mentally than even physically some days. So I want to stop and, as I say, smell the roses and do more self-care and keep myself youthful looking and feeling. And so that requires for you to be intentional to do things with and for yourself. So slow down and do a face scrub, do some eye patches, put some cream on these old bags that be trying to show up and show out, okay? Do my eyebrows at night instead of rushing when I'm getting ready in the morning. I wanna be looking like a shiny penny at night. I mean, you know, all the girls are into being shiny makeup. I don't want that dewy makeup look. I like a matte look. But I want to look like a penny at nighttime, a brand new shiny penny, because I'm so moisturized and I've taken that time to do that for myself. So there's that. I love perfume. If you know me and you follow me on Journey with Tiffany Instagram, that whole page is pretty much perfume. I'm obsessed with it. I didn't get as much as I wanted to this year, but I want to do better with myself next year because I feel like I'm using up my perfumes because I don't have enough of them because I'm a sprayer, honey. We don't just, we spray. So I want to get more perfume. I love flowers and I love a good bedside table. It just feels luxurious to me. So if you're following this journey with me, we will be redoing our home, redoing our rooms, redoing our decor, all of that. And I definitely want to have a really pretty bedside situation with fresh flowers because I love flowers. Hence them being here. I'm a fresh flower girl. Fake flowers are beautiful, but they're not really my thing all the way. And so I love a good fresh flower moment. So continue to buy myself fresh flowers because I don't want to wait on somebody else to do it. I ain't got time. I don't have time to keep hinting at you that I want this. I'm just going to do it. Cartier, baby, we might never see no Cartier this year. That may have to be next year or the year after. But we're going to put it on there just for goals, okay? Because we never know. I may hit a moment where I'm doing good in life and maybe I can do that. But even if it's not Cartier, just to be able to remind myself, to reward myself for all the hard work that I do, whatever that looks like. It could be Coach, it could be, you know, girl, whatever. I can't even think of it, Tory Burch. It could be anybody, just to remind myself to enjoy life and not just pay bills, but also invest in myself. Same thing with the clothing. I'm trying to get rid of so many clothes this year. As we're redoing the rooms, my washroom is going to be wash space is going to be one of the areas. And I want to get rid of so many clothes and get a whole new wardrobe because most of my clothes aren't even me anymore. If they even fit, okay, after baby. So, and even if they do fit, I'm one of those people, I don't buy clothes a lot. So I recycle. And I think I've got my money's worth. So new clothes, self-care, reset, soft life. I just want to live. I want to create a softer life for myself, as well as to be able to show my girls, as well as be able to share with my followers and my friends. I want to be an example to you guys, to my friends, to my girls, that we don't have to be strong and hard and on go all the time. So my job is to do that. And I'm starting with my home and then with my wardrobe and all those things. So to create a soft life, to be more rested because I am very tired and overworked, and I'm a new mom, to do more self-care because I deserve to do that. And then just feminine means like I'm a very like girly girl, even though I'm a casual girly girl. So just to do better with myself. Hobbies, I like to read, but I don't read enough because I don't slow down enough to do so. So to read more, I love to cook. So as we get the kitchen together, you will definitely see some recipes being cooked because we like to try. I didn't grow up being taught how to cook. I did not. I knew how to basic cook, but my mom never was really into like, come on, let's make recipes. But me and my daughter are. So as we get the kitchen together and the vlogs continue, you will definitely see more experimental recipes happening and baking and things like that. Family, just because I'm a mom. Journey, because, you know, if you know, you know. That is the baby's name. I'm a new mom. This is to represent me and my oldest daughter because that relationship has to continue. Just because I have a new baby doesn't mean that I don't put time and energy into my oldest relationship with my daughter. And then that's a mom and her baby. So just wanting to be the best mom I can be and every year elevate up, fix wrongs, you know, make them right, and new experiences, things like that. What else? Get organized and simplicity over clutter. I love organizing. That is my jam. It makes me feel good. It makes my home feel clean and tidy. So do more of it. Exercising, and I put fitness at home. I'm not a super gym girl, and it's even harder now that I have the baby. So what I've done is I've made that big excuse to just not do it. And so I need to at least pull up YouTube, do some exercises there. I have a walking pad, pull it out while I'm watching somebody's vlog and walk. So to just remind myself to drink more water and exercise, even if that means walking outside or doing it from home, and not use the excuse of not being able to go to the gym. And I need to decide if I'm gonna keep that gym membership or not, child. Because am I paying y'all for nothing or what? And then this whole entire section is about money, money, money. I want to save more money. I want to get out of debt. I want to make more money. I want to create financial stability, and I want to create generational wealth, something to leave over to my girls one day. So this is all about that. Getting out of debt, staying focused, staying determined, saving up money, and making more money. Yep. And I think that's this whole front. I did go on the back because I ran out of room, girl. DIY, you guys know I will be redoing my home room by room. So that's what that is. It's a bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen. That's not all the areas, but that's all I can find. And then my business, booked and busy. I have a online business that I've started. It's modernmomboss.com. I'm a therapist by day, by trade, and I'm wanting to transition out of the face-to-face therapy as much as possible and find a new way to do therapy. And so my thing is kind of like, you know, wearing the therapy more than I am speaking it. And so I'm creating shirts that kind of have the therapy lingo on there and starting that business. So yeah, definitely check it out. Would love your support if you're into that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to just find another way to do therapy without having to spend so much time doing the one-on-one. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Don't know how that's going to look or how it's going to go, but we can hope for the best and keep trying. And then at the very bottom is about vacation. I love vacationing. I went to Hawaii when I was 20 years old. For the very first time, that was my very first time ever leaving my area. I mean, for us, going out of town was going to Dallas when I was growing up. We never went nowhere. I didn't even know what that was. And I went to Hawaii for the first time and it blew my mind. I was just in shock and in love too. I fell in love with the beach. FYI, we can't swim, okay? I'm just so ashamed to say, but I cannot swim. I almost drowned when I was younger, right in front of my mom, and that has traumatized me. I literally, as I'm talking, you can picture the green moss under the water over my head right now. That has lived with me forever. And so I've been terrified of learning to swim. I've even talked about as an adult wanting to take adult lessons, and me and my friend girl, Alyssa, have laughed about doing that and doing it together and how crazy we would be over there acting. But anyways, one day I'm gonna do it because I don't want to be out here in this water and drown. Because when I go on vacations, baby, we get crazy. We do very risky things. I always say if I'm gonna die other than something health-wise, it's gonna be on a beach because I do stupid stuff like I can swim. So, but anyways, I love vacationing. I've introduced it to my oldest daughter. Baby hasn't gone yet. And she fell in love with it. And that has been my traveling partner. I've traveled with many people and never had like a really good time. But me and my daughter have made some awesome memories. And so that's what this is about. When I go, I'm always comfy cute, but I want to learn how to start getting a little bit more dressed up. This is just sitting on the beach, baby. I can do that for hours on hours and never get tired. Passports, because my passport is expired now since I've had baby. We hadn't gone and anywhere for the last 2, maybe 3 years. Oh, that's so hard to say because I may like at least once a year girly, if not 2, going somewhere. Usually I try to go somewhere kind of closer to home, but away, and then definitely somebody's beach. My passports are expired, so I need a new passport. Baby needs a passport, and we need to hit the road. Parasailing, my daughter and I still need to parasail. I parasail by myself. She's never done it, and the last time we went on a trip, we couldn't find it. So that just represents that. This again represents just sitting on the beach, and that represents me and my daughter. So yeah, baby, beach, beach, beach. I'm a beach girl, love it, and can't swim a lick, okay? We itch out into the water. Don't judge me, but we do all kinds of excursions. I can't swim, but I've been snorkeling. I've been swimming in a cenote while I'm holding on to somebody's instructor. I have been on all kinds of boats. I've been in the ocean almost up to my neck, about to get swept out to sea. We do the things. Okay, I love the beach. That is my happy place. And I've introduced almost everybody in my immediate life to it, and they've fallen in love too. So anyways, and then I have a goal section here, which I need to write my goals on. And I think my goals are just going to be to stick to the goals that I set, to stick to this. I tend to get discouraged very easily if I don't see what I feel like my work being rewarded. I'll just say it in a faster pace, or as like somebody else is getting, and I feel like I deserve it more than them or just as much. I tend to get discouraged and I tend to throw in the towel. And so my job is going to be to stick to the things and not compare myself to others, and stick to the goal I set until I reach that time frame. So I am giving myself, like, if a year from now this thing has not materialized, then I'll look at it and evaluate, do I keep doing it or not? Because you put a lot of energy into this kind of stuff, and it's hard to keep going because you're draining your life battery for something that may not be doing what it needs to do. So to stick to my goals, I wanted to get better with my health and my fitness, because that's important. I need to be around for my girls. So I need to get serious about my health and get all the things done that need to be done, surgeries and things like that, as well as just taking care of my health in general. Get back to exercising and things like that, drinking more water, saving money. I'm big on saving money. I've created lots of savings challenges and I need to start using them. I feel safe, I feel good when I have a savings and I'm saving money. That comes from childhood stuff, from never feeling financially safe. If being honest, we never had a big savings. We barely had things that we needed. So when it comes to money, that's a big thing for me. If I don't have money, I start kind of spiraling down into my depressive state, because it kind of taps into things that came from my past, my struggles from my youth. And so creating a really good savings and teaching my daughter, how to save too, as she's becoming a young adult. So saving money, I want to travel this year, or at least a couple of times, if not one good time. I want to build up my perfume collection because that makes me feel good. I want to do better with upkeeping of myself, because I will put myself last every time. Every time my kids are gonna look good, I'm gonna look good last. So I need to prioritize myself a little bit more. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's many more things, and I'll write them down and we'll come back and revisit this, because I do want to add to my board, because I need the outside stuff on here. But for now, those are the things that I really want to concentrate on. It's like not comparing myself, sticking to my goals even when it gets hard, taking care of myself more and prioritizing myself. Being a good mom is always a goal, because we can always be better than we were before. Saving money, because that makes me feel secure. And also, before 2026 is out, I will be done with my home. The inside of my home will look the way I want it to look, hell or high water. And most of it by these hands. So those are my goals. All right, I'm done. Now I'm gonna turn it over and let my daughter explain hers real quick, and then I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
Okay guys, so this is my vision board. Let me give you guys a closer look. So first off, I started off at the top with one of the things that's most important to me, and that's my career. I want to be a veterinarian. I'm going to medical school, so these are some things I feel like went with it. Technically, this is grooming. I did learn how to groom dogs and stuff, and I wouldn't mind doing that as a job while I'm going through med school, but I just feel like it matched kind of like the vibe going on here. Next, as you know, I help my mom edit her videos a lot, and I even have my own channel. So I had like a little, videographer behind the camera section here, as well as I consider this editing. And then over here is my savings area. This is another core thing I want to focus on this year. My mom bought me a budgeting binder a year or two back, and I'm really wanting to put it to use this year and really build up my savings. And along with that, one of the major things I want to build up my savings for is to go on a trip. I want to go on my very first trip for my 21st birthday, and I'm thinking of going to Béclin, which is in Quebec, Canada. So that's going to be a very unique experience for sure. Another important thing to me is self-care, so this section here. And self-care to me means multiple things. That can mean keeping up with my appearance, like my nails. I'm wanting to make sure that I put more effort into it, because I don't often paint my nails. So even if it's myself or if it's at a salon, I want to definitely keep that up. Another thing I want to do is incorporate more pedicures if I can. I really love getting pedicures done. Out of everything that I could probably do, I would probably pick a pedicure or a massage. As well as I want to build up my perfume collection. I have a good collection going because of my mom. Thank you, Mom. Another thing I want to do is I want to really keep up with a planner. I think I do pretty good sometimes, but sometimes I'll do it for like a little bit and then not do it, and then months later come back to it. So I want to make sure I stay like more consistent utilizing it and keeping track of everything I have going on. Another big part is I'll consider this kind of like my room / glow up area. And I say that because I want to glow up not in looks per se, but glow up like my lifestyle, how I keep my room, how I operate things, how I keep things clean, putting more effort into styling my room the way I want it to be, things like that. Just kind of glow up lifestyle like, or lifestyle wise. That's pretty much it. I still have a couple of things that I want to add here. I'm not sure what yet. Throughout the year, maybe I'll find something that I feel like fits here, because I don't want to just stick something here that I don't feel like aligns with what I want to do this year. So I'm going to keep that open for now. And this section I intentionally left blank because I'm trying to figure out this year, who am I? Like, I know new year, new me, but I really want to see like, what is the goal for me this year? So when I figure that out, I will put that here in the About the Author section, what I feel like I'm truly trying to focus on this year. And yeah, that's it. That is my board.